We're out here at Sand Lee Gravity Park. I want to do a quick introduction of our company and what we're going to be doing out here. I'm Joseph Leidecker.
I'm Trey Sowell.
I'm Clay Newman.
And we're Black Diamond Designs. And we're going to be out here remodeling the Sand Lee Gravity Park. We got a lot of different things we want to try to accomplish. We want to make sure we have community engagement and feedback. So we'd love to, interact with you guys and get your opinion on what you want to see out here within reason. We've got a lot of guidelines that we're going to have to follow from the county. Things like no gap jumps, probably not many wooden features. The objective is to make it as safe and fun as possible. That being said, we are still planning on having multiple lines, progression in each line, and from line to line progression. So we're excited to be out here and hope that you guys are too. So what we're gonna do here is turn this jump line into a climbing trail and emergency access. The county has decided that they don't want to include gap jumps in their risk management plan. So unfortunately, while this line is really cool and there's a lot of love and hard work that went into it, it's going to have to come out. Some of the bigger issues that are not only exist here but all over the park are these big borrow pits that haven't been covered up. They're a potential fall hazard. This area could just be made a lot safer, and if we were putting jumps here, we wouldn't want to leave this as it is. A lot of these trees and stuff may be too tight depending on this, the certain circumstances you might find yourself in, trying to line yourself up for these jumps. You want to have a big, clean area, safe area to get set up and do stuff like this safely. But yeah, unfortunately, this whole line is going to come out to become a climbing route and emergency access. The emergency access come up this way. This is going to be where we're going to get the UTV in and out if there ever is another injury out here. It's also having this come up this way and kind of behind the hub that's naturally here is going to give us a little bit more room for our advanced features on this side. If we walk this way, I'll show you the rest of it. So this right here is kind of an access trail from the enduro side of the place, the more enduro trails. That's going to stay, but this right here is going to be the first line that we build. It's going to be a green line. It's going to be lots of rollers, nice undulation. It's going to be probably around 3 to 5% in grade. And it's going to go down instead of right now where it kind of heads off and then leads back into the middle of this park. It's going to go all the way back down to the creek where there's going to be another hub. So that'll be the longest trail out here. It'll be beginner friendly. It'll be the trail that you can take your kids on, your first time rider. That's where you want to take these guys. And moving from right to left is how we're going to progress the lines from green. This next line right here is currently a blue jump line. We're going to go in and tune the top of the blue jump line up. We're going to close the bottom half of the blue jump line and also make it wrap back around to the creek, to the bottom hub. This is going to be kind of like your first in flight kind of trail where it's going to have progressive tabletops, mostly straight tabletops, nice berms. Things to get you really confident in jumping before you move on to the next line, which will start somewhere in here and wrap back around that way. And this line we're aiming to make this line more like a Tortuga jump line where we have nice long lips, nice long landings, bigger tables, some real air time, but lots of safety, lots of area around the jumps and the landing to where if something were to go wrong off of the lip that you would have plenty of time to make a decision on how you want to get out of that predicament. Bigger tables, more features that are like hip features, in and out berms, hopefully get a lily pad on this trail. And yeah, just this is kind of where we want the community input and saying like what would you like to see out here, because this is where we're going to start really adding those types of features. And then moving this way, we're going to pull 2 lines off of this line right here to the right of what the existing one is. we'll start a blue-black technical line. We're gonna try to add rock drops, keep lots of roots, off-camber stuff, some tight features, some stumps, you know, just some real raw technical features, but definitely machine built and safely built. And then all the way to the left will be the most advanced features we put out here. And again, we're looking for community engagement to see what you want to see out here. We've kind of dreamed up some different features that we'd like to see out here. Things like another lily pad, maybe a half pipe. Definitely at the end, we want to try to add in a big dirt merchant hip if we can get there, if we can get that accomplished with the room that we have. Again, this is going to be a black line. It's going to be, you know, features kind of spread far apart, but definitely big enough to be considered a black line. And yeah, that's what we're aiming for, and that's what we hope to get. So I'll go over it. A lot of you probably know this, but the line from left to right, the red line is Insanity. We'll be taking that out because of the gap jumps and turning that into an access road for emergencies and climbing only traffic. The next line over is Ricochet, which is the beginner level line at the park right now. For this to make sense, we're going to replace that with the new black line so that the black line's close to the emergency exit. The next line over is Shock and Awe. The next line over to the right is the current climbing access. So you can see it kind of crosses a couple trails there. That's one of the things we're getting rid of. You know, we're not going to be crossing any trails with this new climbing route. And then the Send It trail in orange there, it kind of ends in a loop, and then you would hop back on that climbing trail. You know, and then so the blue line, the dark blue line is Mega Jump, and it kind of ends on the back side of the hill over here, and then you would have to pedal around, and that creates a problem for emergencies as well. And as also the light blue line is Kill Switch, and again, it's kind of at the back of the property and doesn't really provide good emergency access, and just kind of ends on the back side of the property, where then you have to climb back to the other side. This white stuff in here, the white lines, is the single track. Some of this single track will be relocated at the bottom, but it will still remain in some fashion. Now, looking at the proposed map, our proposed master plan here, we've got the climbing access all the way around the west side of the property. As you can see, there's two hubs. There's a top hub and a bottom hub. So you'll come out of the parking lot, kind of go down across the creek, and then it'll be climbing one-way traffic only on that gray dotted line. From there, once you get to the top of the hub, you'll be able to select from right to left, you know, beginner to expert lines. The beginner line will now be the longest line on the hill, right at about half a mile, and the climb, I believe, is right at 1,200 feet, so, you know, a quarter of a mile. And then the light blue line will be beginner intermediate jump line. Moving to the left, we'll get a intermediate flow jump tech, and then left again we'll get an intermediate expert jump line, and then we'll get an expert jump line right next to that climbing trail. The two in the middle may end up changing, but this is sort of what we're working on at the moment. We'll be building these lines from right to left, and we'll definitely want some input of what goes on those last three lines. Remember, the park will be under construction for a little while. We'll definitely have scheduled times where we're gonna try to get the community out there for testing tunes. But until those times, if you could remain off the trails, that'll keep us from having to go back and rework sections, and keep progress going so that we can get this thing wrapped up and everybody can get back to riding. Thanks, guys. We appreciate the opportunity, and we're excited to be out here, excited to connect with the community and get Sand Lee Gravity Park back open. Thank you.